Okay, so good evening, everyone. It's great to have you all here. We are going to get into a lot of information here tonight. So it is Monday, October the 30th. I can't believe it. We're going into the fall, and it certainly is feeling like that, isn't it? I put some nice little ornaments on the screen here for you to see tonight because I am so excited about these personalized products. Aren't you enjoying them? It is so exciting to see as they are personalizing them. I quite often watch over their shoulders as they're doing that, as I'm just passing by that area. And so it's just so exciting to see all the ornaments that are being personalized with your customers' information on there. And, I went ahead and ordered some of these as well for Thanksgiving and used them for our children and grandchildren as their placemats, their place settings at the Thanksgiving dinner. So it was exciting to be able to present something like that to them. So proud of the material that we put out at Regal. So let's get started. Okay, I better turn off that music. Hold on just a second here. Okay, that was supposed to entertain you while you were waiting, but obviously that wasn't in the right spot. So I'll try to do that for you next month. Let's move forward here. Okay, next slide. We have the open forum at the end of each webinar where you can stay back after we cover all of the material that we'd like to share with you here tonight. And it's an opportunity for you to post your questions, whether you write them in at the question box on your control panel and I'll read through them, or if you'd like to ask it live, we can unmute you at that time as well. So for those of you that would like to hear the questions that are posted or that are asked, and for those of you that want to ask questions, I look forward to spending some extra time with you at the end of this webinar. Okay, moving forward. News and updates. What do we have to share with you here tonight? Well, let's just do a quick overview here of the Regal catalogs. As you know, you are carrying 2 catalogs at this time of the year. How exciting is that? Issue 4 has already been out and it will continue to be in effect until mid-December. The seasonal items are available while quantities last. And as some of you are finding out, some of the seasonal items have already run out. We've sold out of those items. And as we've been telling you for a number of months now, the seasonal items, we can only get so many of them from our vendors because they only stock up with so many of them. And so at this stage of the game, it's just a matter of, it's in the catalog, but if it runs out, we will try to replenish, and some of the vendors have been very good at being able to replenish for us, and those that we can't, we try to get other products that might be suitable, that are comparable in price and in type of product. So you'll see that sometimes we'll exchange it for something else when it does sell out. And if we do have something like that that affects your order, we would notify you first. We would contact you to see if you want to have that replacement product or just cancel that particular item that is now sold out. Okay, issue 5, pre-ordered catalog started shipping on Friday. Many of you have already received the catalog. I got my first copy in my hot hands and was so excited to have a look at it. Prices are in effect until middle of January for issue 5. Now, catalogs are still available for both of those issues, non-customized, meaning if you didn't pre-order enough and you need more, or you've got suddenly a big event happening that you weren't planning on, there are catalogs still available, but it's only while quantities last. So we may sell out. Don't take a chance of missing out on having catalogs at the busiest season of the year. And by the way, it is the busiest season of the year. We are having the best month thus far. So it is so exciting. We are just really buzzing at the office. And so thank you for your patience as it's taken a little bit longer to take care of the orders internally, but we are getting them out as fast as possible. We are now caught up to within a 2-day period. So other than your out of stock items, if you're placing an order, it typically is going out the door within 2 business days. And so we will aim to continue to keep that flow. We have brought on a lot of extra staff for this season in the warehouse, and so it's going to be a matter of, do we need more as we continue on into November? And so whatever is needed, that's what we're going to do, because we want to make sure you're getting the service that you deserve and that you expect. So those non-customized catalogs can be purchased in packs of 12 for $5.50 plus shipping. Okay, seasonal products, as I just said, it's while quantities last. We may substitute them with other ones when the inventory is depleted. And so if ever in question, you can always email us at orders@regal.ca with regards to your order. Give your order number and details of what information you need. You can also check the status of each item by hovering over the question mark next to the product, and that will tell you what the status is. If it's saying that it's out of stock, it'll tell you when we're expecting any more in. Typically, the products are coming in much sooner than what it says there on the website. And so if you are crunched for time, you again can email us and ask us to check that for you. Now, if you're not in a huge rush, then don't take up the time of the customer service for us to check something if you are fine with waiting. And what I mean by waiting is that we are typically, as I said, 2 days out of filling orders, but even the out-of-stock items are arriving earlier than anticipated, and we are typically only a week out of having products in. And so there's been the occasion product where it's taken a little bit longer to get it from the vendor, but typically we're only within a week of having that product in. And so many of you have chosen to choose the option of ship complete and wait for that out-of-stock item to come and have everything shipped together if your customer's not in a huge rush for it. Okay, so help your customers to be informed on what our process is. Let them know that you're going to place the order for them, and they should expect to wait, a week or 2 weeks to get that product in their hands, unless there's anything unusual, and in that case, you would let them know otherwise. That's giving them plenty of time, no matter where you are across Canada. So you gauge, how long it typically takes you for orders to arrive on a regular season, and then add a few days to that. And that's what you want to tell your customers, so that you're not giving them unrealistic expectations of delivery. Okay, better to under promise and over deliver and get it into their hands sooner than they anticipated. Okay, advance notice, as I've said 2 webinars ago, just an advance notice for January, the catalog packs after the pre-ordering period. Right now, the pre-ordering period is $4.50 for a pack of 12, and then after the pre-ordering, it's $5.50 per pack. In January, that $5.50 will go slightly up. Okay, Canada Post also increases their prices every year, and so just expect that that's probably going to go up a little bit in January as well. So just plan for that. It's not going to be a big amount, but just we like to give advance notice on those type of changes. Okay, coming soon, as I promoted on the September webinar, we continue to work with this outsource, with these other companies that are providing us with a better solution to paying you your commission. And I know that you're going to be excited once we are able to tell you more about it, but I just wanted to let you know that yes, that is still in the works, as is the extensive website with a back office. So those are definitely still in the works, but they're just not at the point yet that we are prepared to give you a whole lot of details. We are planning to announce that going into November, sometime in November. We will have more information for you on that. Okay? All right. Let's talk about some of the basic things of placing orders and what all that entails, especially for those of you that are new and there are many of you. And also for those of you that may not be totally clear on this, because we see questions on Facebook all the time, and it's important that everyone is equally informed. And so let's talk about combining orders. When you want to place an order, it's always important for you to get the best value for what you're purchasing and what you're needing to pay out. So as much as possible, you want to make your orders at least $150 or more. Why do you want to do that? Because you're going to save on shipping by doing that. We give you a discount on your shipping when you have an order of $150 or more. Now you might say, well, I don't order 150 at a time, but your customers, if you combine a few of them together, would be over 150. So if you're not able to pull together 150 within a 2 or 3 week period, then I would say you need to get out there and get more customers. Wouldn't you agree? So, you know, just what are some of the ways you can get out there and get new customers, get additional customers, so that you can put together on a regular basis, so that you can tell your customers, I place orders every week on Wednesdays, or, you know, whatever schedule works for you. Maybe it's every second week for yourself. But, you know, you want to give them a schedule of when they can place the order. You want to make sure you use the lingo of, you know, when you place your order at this time, I can save you significantly in shipping. Okay, and that's because you're combining other orders with theirs. All right, so you save on shipping when you combine your orders, and I'll talk more about that on the next slide. And then you can pay in various ways. We provide so many different ways for you to pay. You can pay by credit card, either online, or you can phone it in. You can pay by bank e-transfer, and you can pay by PayPal. Well, that's the same for your customers that are part of those combined orders. If they each want to pay by credit card, no problem. Take each of their credit card information. Make sure you get the credit card number, the expiry date, and the 3-digit code on the back. And then once you've placed all of those orders, you've submitted it online, you choose the credit card telephone option, and then you call into customer service right away and give them the multiple credit cards that are going to be applied to that combined order. Okay, also for some of you that may not know this, to make it real easy when you get that big order of everybody's items, it's important for you to be able to sort it through quickly and not be a huge job for you. Well, here's something that can help you to make it real easy in sorting through all of those items and who they belong to. In your checkout page, you will see an option called gift options. That is an opportunity for you to personalize the line item on your packing slip, so that when you get that packing slip in your box, it will say next to each item who purchased that item, so that you can set aside by name and bag them and get them ready for delivery. So how do you do that? You go to the gift options right there, and you're going to choose that second box, which is add gift options for individual items. And so as you see in the next diagram there, you're clicking on the second box, and then it opens up and shows all of the products, all the individual products that you have just ordered that are in your basket, okay? So this is at the checkout point, just before you submit your order. Now, when you see this box extended with all of your items, you want to go to each item, and you could ask for it to be gift wrap. That's what the arrow is on the right-hand side. You can click on gift wrap, and you can actually request that we wrap those gifts, okay, which makes it real special if it's for someone to give away. You may want to encourage them to have them wrapped. The other option on the left-hand side, the arrow on the left-hand side, is where you're going to personalize the name for each item. When you click on gift message, another box opens up. That box extends, and now you have a to and a from and a message box. In the message box is where you want to put the person's name that that item is for. Okay, so the spatula might belong to somebody totally different than the first item, and so you'll put a name for each one of those items, and then when you get your packing slip, it's easy sorting through. Okay, so I hope that that's helpful for many of you. And then how to charge for shipping and handling so that you are not out of pocket. I hear so many individuals still now on Facebook saying that they are losing money. There is no reason why any ambassador should lose money on any of their orders for any reason, whether it's for shipping and handling or returns or anything like that. And so we have structured the different procedures that we have so that you can be in business and in a lucrative business. So there's no reason why you need to lose money in the shipping and handling costs. How do you make sure that that happens? How do you make sure that everything is covered, your shipping and handling is covered? Well, you receive $10 off of shipping costs when you are placing an order of 150 or more. So as I said in the previous slide, you're going to want to make sure that you always have a $150 order that you're placing, and a $10 shipping cost will come off automatically at the checkout point. You'll see it on the line with a discount. Okay, so you combine all the orders together, and then many ambassadors are doing this. And now if you have a system that's working for you, great, stay with it. But if it's not, if you're losing money on shipping, you may want to consider what many other ambassadors are doing. They're charging a percentage of their customers' order value that goes towards the shipping and handling. So depending on where they live, they may charge anywhere from 6% to 10%. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you have an order of $150 and there's three customers ordering in that $150 order. Let's say that you chose to charge each of them 6%. And by the way, whatever you decide to charge, stay with it. You might have to tweak it once in a while if it's not working for you, but try to gauge, you know, how much you're going to charge immediately, like right out of the gate, and then try to stay with that to test it for a few orders before you increase it, okay? So charging 6% of shipping and handling for each of these three customers. Let's say the first customer has an order of $50, and this is pre-tax, just products, okay? $50 order, you're gonna charge $3 because 6% of $50 is $3. The other customer is a $40 order, so you're charging $240, 6% times 40. And a $60 order would be $360. You add up those three customers' shipping and handling charges, and you've collected $9 towards the shipping. Plus, you're going to get $10 off because it's a $150 order. That means that that shipping is $19 worth of shipping is what you have to credit towards that order, and it may not cost you $19, so you may have collected a little bit more than what you need, but that's okay because there's going to be other times where you won't quite make it to the amount that you need, and so it all balances out, as I say in the last note there. And so collect whatever percentage you choose and just trust that it's going to balance out for you. Okay, if you find after, you know, a month or so that you're still not collecting enough to cover the cost because you're living in British Columbia or there's heavy items being ordered or whatever the case may be, then you may want to up it by 1% or 2%. Okay, but you do the math, it's very little. When you calculate the percentage, they are paying very little for shipping and handling. Okay, so that's a great way to handle your shipping and handling. If you have any questions, we can cover that at the end when we're having our conversation time. Okay, handling out-of-stock items, and this is something that was on Facebook last week, and I had it written up in a certain way because that's the way that some of us understood it was happening, and then we had our management meeting, and I found out that no, that's not how it was happening out in the warehouse, and so we had to come to an agreement on how out-of-stock items are to be handled. So when you get to your checkout, you do have another option there, which is the shipping method. Now, if you don't have any out-of-stock items, you'll only see the one option for shipping, okay, and it's a default. But if there are any out-of-stock items, that orange box will show up, and it will say that some of the products in your basket are currently unavailable. So what do you want to do? It's asking you, do you want to stay with the default, which is to ship everything complete, or do you want to do a split ship? Now, let me quickly explain what each of those are. If you choose the first one, which is ship complete, that means you are telling us hold on to the whole order until those out-of-stock items arrive, and then combine them all into one order and ship them out to you at that time. That means that you're only going to pay the shipping of that one parcel. If you click on the second option, then what's going to happen, you're going to see that in your numbers on your checkout that the shipping cost is going to change, because all of a sudden there are 2 shipment costs that are factored into that total shipping cost. Because in the second option, you're saying, send me what's available now, and then when the out-of-stock items come, ship that to me separately. Okay, now somebody's got to cover that shipping cost of a second shipment, and so that's where you need to be agreeing to paying that second shipment, because you want the other items right now. You're in a rush for the items that are available. Now, let me just say, this is an exception, but it does happen. If we see that you are an ambassador that orders regularly, we know that your orders are going to be flowing through on a weekly basis or so, we know that when that out-of-stock item comes, we know the name, we look in the system, and we say, yes, she has an order already being processed. And so we quickly put into the system that the out-of-stock item has arrived and it's to go with that order. Now, don't count on that. That's an exception. That's just a bonus if we're able to catch that, especially at this time of the year when it is so busy in the warehouse. Okay, so your 2 options really are ship complete or split ship. If you don't check off either one of them, it defaults to the first one. So if you're wondering how come you're not getting your order and you're expecting that the available ones are on their way and you're having to wait for the out of stock, if you didn't click on the second option, it's waiting for your out-of-stock items. Okay, so you can email us at orders@regal.ca, give us your order number, and state what it is that you need us to check out for you. Okay, return policy and procedures. Again, this is an area that is misunderstood and oftentimes fuels the emotions, let's say, on Facebook, because it's misunderstood. And the policy and procedures that we have in place are to benefit you, your customer, and the company. As you know, everything that we do at Regal is to be of benefit. It needs to be a win-win for you and for the company, because if it's not a win for either one of us, it's going to hurt both of us. That's the reality of it. Eventually it comes back to bite us if it's not a win-win. So that's the same with return policy. Be totally familiar with what our policy is, okay? Make sure that your customers are aware of it. It's in the back of the order forms. It's at the bottom of the regal.ca website. In that blue section at the bottom, you'll see return policy. Get very familiar with it and make sure you give a copy to your customers. When you have a new customer, make sure that you hand that to them so that they're aware of it, okay? And then the ownership is on their end to make sure that they understand if they don't like the item, it's at their cost to return it to us. Okay, whether they're looking for a refund or a replacement because they're not satisfied, that's fine. We hold within that 30-day guarantee of that, but to have it shipped back to us is their cost. I mean, where else can you buy anything online other than Amazon maybe and not have to pay to return your product? You receive it, you don't like the color, it doesn't fit properly, whatever the reason is. You know, you've done shopping online. You don't have the other company paying for you to return it to them. Okay, so it's the same with Regal, because if we weren't responsible with those dollars, you can be sure that we're not being responsible with dollars in other areas either, and before long, we'd all be in trouble, as you've experienced, some of you, in the past with previous Regals. Okay, defective and damaged goods are returned at our expense. We just need you to take a picture of it, send it to orders@regal.ca, and we will instruct on how to move forward from there. Okay, all of those things need to be done within a certain amount of time. So read the policies, get very familiar with it. All right, expand your customer base. Where can you find customers? You've seen this list. I've had it on almost every webinar. I've had it in the 21-day challenge program. It's all the various ways in which you can find new customers. If you want, you can take a snapshot of this right now from your print screen or from your mobile camera so that you can have a look at that again later, and then ask for assistance on any of these that you would like to implement into your Regal business. this, because there's really no limit to where you can go and what you can do to find those new customers. And each one of these ones that are listed are proven, and I'm experienced at directing people on how to implement these. So if you're needing assistance, please just let us know either at the question period, or you can email me privately and I will get you what information you need to get you started in either of these marketing strategies. Okay, reminder, what do you need to do by December 31st, okay? This is very important, because as we're getting closer to the end of the year, people are finally, the coin is dropping. They're saying, oh yeah, what do I need to do to qualify? And so they're starting to, realize the importance of understanding this. I've been mentioning this in several webinars now, but let's go through it again, because I want to make sure everybody's crystal clear on this. By the end of this year, if you have not done $250 in accumulated product sales, you will be considered inactive as of December 31st, which means you will not be able to receive commission going into 2018. There will be a grace period at that time. We're not going to just cut you off. We love you. We want to help you. And so if you haven't reached the 250, there will be a grace period, and emails will go out to those who are affected by that. And so we will help you get through that and get over that threshold and get to where you need to be, okay? But as much as possible, you want to make sure that you are well over that 250, so it's not even an issue for you. And then reaching the minimum year-to-date accumulated product sales of the commission level that you're at, okay? So let's say that you are a silver right now. You have the status of silver, you're earning 20%. Those of you that have been grandfathered in from the previous REGAL, you were given a status level based on your sales of the previous REGAL. And so you may have been given the status level of silver, but did you do the $1,000 minimum this year in order to remain a silver going into 2018? If you have not reached $1,000 by December 31st, and that is an accumulated product sales since the time you began with this new REGAL, if you have not reached the $1,000, you will not have 20% commission going into 2018. You will drop down to whatever level of sales that you did. So if you were somewhere between 500 and 999 in this year, then you will be earning 15% as of January 1st until you are able to get up to those other levels again. Okay, so if the minimum year-to-date is not attained by then, your commission will be adjusted to the percentage, as I just said, but you will not lose the name of silver or whatever status you are. We are grandfathering that name, that status name, until December 31st, 2018. So you're holding on to that status and hopefully even growing beyond that status to the higher levels, but we're going to allow you to keep it until at least December 31st, 2018. Okay? All ambassadors, and this is so important, all ambassadors, regardless of whether you were with REGAL before or if you are brand new, you all begin again on January 1st with 0 accumulated sales. Okay? Accumulated product sales are only annual. So January 1, the meter starts over and you are at 0 sales. And so in order to promote to the next level, you need to accumulate the minimum requirement of that. And I'm going to show you in the next slide a little bit more about that, because this is so key that you understand this, okay? So make the most of this season. This is the best-selling season. This is the best time for you to hit these qualifications that you need before December 31st. So let's talk about everyone resetting to 0. Here's the chart of our whole compensation plan. Everyone starts at REGAL Ambassador at 12%. When you reach $500 in accumulated sales, you go to bronze and you're earning 15%. When you go up to 1,000, you're earning 20% and you're silver. When you hit 2,000, you're earning 25% and you're gold. And then when you reach 5,000, you're earning 30% and you're platinum. And then when you're 10,000 or more, you're earning 35% and you're at the top level of diamond ambassador. Okay, now when you reach gold level, that's where you're going to start to get paid twice monthly. So that should be your first target. You should be looking to get to gold as soon as possible, because who doesn't want to get paid twice a month, right? And so you want to get to the 2,000 accumulated product sales as soon as possible. Now here's what's going to happen January 1. Again, let's use the example that you're silver, okay? If you did not reach $1,000 in 2017, then you will go down to whatever level, okay? Now, let's say that you were at 800 and you went down to bronze for 15% commission as of January 1. Well, as of January 1, you don't need to just top up the difference like the 200 that you needed. You now need to reach 1,000 in order to get to silver again. Okay, so in order to get 20%, you would have to do the 1,000 all over again. So doesn't it make sense that if you are that close to promoting or to even qualifying at your level, that you want to do your very best to reach the minimum requirements, that you don't drop down and you don't have to do the whole amount again? Let's say you are a silver and you're at 1,500. Great, you're there, okay? So you're not going to lose the 20%. You're going to have it still going into January, because you are in that range of 1,000 to 1,999. And so you'll get the 20% and you'll be silver. And then you start at 0 next year in January, but you're at the 20%. You don't lose that. Now you need to get 2,000 in order to reach the next level that you need, which is gold. Okay, so that's the same for any level. I just used silver as an example. If that's not clear, we could talk about it again later. The compensation plan is recorded. You can see it on YouTube. There's the link at the bottom if you want to do a print screen to hold on to that link. But also you can just go to YouTube and do a search on Regal Home and Gifts compensation plan, and it'll pick up for you. Okay, and that's a video that explains the compensation plan in full detail. Okay, emails to the ambassadors. Let me explain that, because I put out an email on Thursday and said, hey, there's an exciting email that's going out to the ambassadors, and some of you responded and said, yes, I got it, and others said, no, I didn't. And so I wanted to just clarify who gets what mail, and what about that mail that supposedly went out on Thursday. Well, let me deal with that one first. The email that was announced on Facebook about watch your email inbox because it's coming to you, that was interrupted. Okay, it did start to go out to the ambassadors, and then we are so swamped with orders, which is a fabulous position to be in, but we needed to put our priority on that. And so all resources, all hands on deck, had to take care of the things with regards to orders, and so we paused that email campaign. So some of you received it, others have not yet. It will be going out this week. It's just that you haven't received it at the same time as some of the others, but it's not time sensitive, and so not to worry. It is on the Facebook group. I did post it on there on Thursday. It's a file, and so you can go into the file section of Regal Ambassadors Facebook group and download it there. It's a PDF, and you can send it all to your customers, and it's a great way to promote the Christmas items that is promoted in that article. Okay, just to clarify some things here, this is what the email looks like, okay, that was going out on Thursday, and that will continue to go out to everybody else. In the subject line, it says Regal has Christmas all wrapped up. Okay, and it looks like this and much more. There's more text below that. Okay, that is coming from Regal. Now, some of you also receive emails from our sister company, Golda's Kitchen. And the reason you're receiving anything from Golda's is because at some time you actually went on Golda's website and you registered. Now, for some of you that were with us since the beginning in January and February, that's where you had to order your catalogs because the Regal website was not yet ready. And so you had to register with Golda's website because that's where you had to go to order your Regal catalogs. Now, that would be why you're still getting emails now. You can unsubscribe to those Golda's emails anytime you like. Okay, just scroll down to the very bottom of that email and there's an unsubscribe link there. Okay, so you can unsubscribe or you can keep receiving them because there's great things at Golda's. Okay, now this is the email that went out to anyone who is on the Golda's database. Now, let me say we never, ever, ever cross-market between the two companies as far as we don't email ambassadors Golda's material without them asking for it, okay? However, when you look at this email, isn't it exciting that Golda has chosen to promote Regal to their customers, okay? It doesn't mean that they're doing cross marketing and spamming with the email addresses or anything like that. It's just like we promoted what we wanted in the Regal email, and Golda promoted what they want. They are announcing that they have a Christmas tree in the Golda store that has all the Regal ornaments, so they're announcing that, and they're inviting them to ask for a catalog and so on and so forth. So all of that is exciting for all of us, because the more we can promote Regal to everybody, the more we all benefit, okay? So to know whether you're getting a Regal or a Golda email, look at the email it's coming from. The emails from Regal will always be news at Regal Home and Gifts or something like that. It'll always be a regalhomeandgifts.com or a regal.ca. The Goldas will have goldaskitchen.com in the email address. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. You can decide whether you want to unsubscribe to the Goldas one or not, or just keep receiving it because they have some interesting things too. If you have any questions, you know where to ask, okay? Date change. Our webinars are going to change from being the last Monday of every month to being every second Monday of the month, okay? So the next one, make note of this because it's only 2 weeks away. The next webinar that we will have together is Monday, November 13th, not the last Monday of November, okay? So why are we doing this? For very good reasons. As you will see, as we carry on in this webinar, we love to recognize achievers. We love to recognize people who promote, but we've had to do it like almost 2 months away, 2 months of history in order to be able to give you the information at the end of the month, okay? Because it's the end of the month, we can't promote anything of that particular month because it's still open. There's still things happening. There's still sales going in, still people about to promote and going into promoting. So the main reason I'm changing this is so that on the second Monday of the month, commission period is done, I can then announce who promoted and who the top achievers are of just 2 weeks ago, okay, instead of a whole month ago. And so to me, that's exciting. I can bring you the news in a faster way. And so mark your calendars. It's every second Monday. For those of you that are registered with GoToWebinar already, you're here, so you must be. It'll send you these automatically because I've changed the dates in there already. So you may have already received notice of that when you received a reminder of today. Okay, Ambassador Inspirations. I have some individuals that I would love to have you hear from, and they're going to share with you what Regal means to them. And so I am going to have, I have 4 individuals actually who are going to share with you here tonight. And so I have 2 who are going to share openly and audibly, and the other 2 I'm going to read their message to you. So let me just first of all get Chris Emery. Many of you know Chris. Chris is on Facebook. He's very active on Facebook, asks a lot of really good questions, makes comments. Chris is Silver Ambassador, and he's from Glencoe, Ontario. And let me just find Chris in the list here so that I can unmute him and have him share what's on his heart tonight. Okay, Chris, you're open.
Thank you, Carol. Hi, everyone. As Carol said, I'm Chris, and I've been selling with Regal since I was 14. The last 2 companies that were here done very well, but I feel that the new company is doing better than before, and I'm sticking around with the new company. Why? Because I trust Fred and Howard and Carol. Their imagination, their enthusiasm has been amazing. So I feel that this company is going to be around for a lot longer than the other two. Now, one tip that I'd love to give to all of the reps is know that when you're out promoting the name, know that you're not by yourself. Know that the head office is behind you, and you can turn to the head office if you have any questions. Just know that they're with you. So no matter what, if you have a simple question or a complex question, they're there to handle it. They're there to help you. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Chris. Very well said. Thank you so much. And by the way, folks, I didn't know anything of what was going to be said here tonight, so I'm treading on very dangerous grounds. But thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, those kind words for the company, and also just your inspiration to everyone else. You know, it's, yeah, we're going places. And so stay with the game and move forward with all of us, because great times ahead of us. Okay, Michele Chan is not with us tonight, but she did send me a note. So let me just pull it up here on my text message. And here it is. Michele says, I'm Michele Chan from Ottawa, the nation's capital, and have been a Regal rep for over 20 years, with a couple of interrupted breaks in between. I just wanted to share with you about back in the day how I was right up there, Regal sales, when my son was younger and in elementary school, and I ran a lot of fundraisers, which might be a good suggestion for all of you who are just starting up. Look into this. My son was with Beavers and then Cubs in scouting, and I had offered to do some fundraising for my son's Cub Pack to help fund camping trips, etc. And next thing I knew, I was fundraising for the whole 3rd Canada Scouts. Canada is a suburb of Ottawa. At all their levels, Beavers, Cubs, Scouts, and Ventures. And each group had 3 times colonies, packs, troops. It just exploded, all because I offered to help raise funds for my son's Cougar Cub Pack. Because everyone just saw how easy it was to just shop through Regal with the great items we have, and the Scouts got a part of the funds. It was a win-win for all and a no-brainer. Everyone got something from it. Then some of these Cubs or Scouts played hockey, and their parents would tell the coaches and other parents about this win-win, no-brainer fundraiser. And then it spread through a few hockey teams too. And then one had a sister in guides, and some went to Ukrainian school on the weekends, etc., etc. You get my drift. The parents loved it. They didn't have to do anything but gather orders for me to pick up and hand them to me on the deadlines I had indicated. And I would drop off all the orders packaged separately at once to a scout meeting, a hockey practice, or a parent's house for them to distribute. If you don't have school-age kids, perhaps your relatives, friends, neighbors do. Just suggest a fundraiser that costs them absolutely nothing, where they have everything to gain, and watch it snowball from there. Once the word is out with the parents, especially with mothers. Shopping and fundraising go hand in hand. Now there's an excuse to shop. I'm supporting my son, my daughter, my nephew, my niece, my friend's son or daughter, team, organization. Honey, it's all good. It sure beats chocolate bars and bake sales, even if I do love supporting those as well, LOL. And that's part of my Regal story of my Regal beginnings, and it can be your beginning too. Thank you, Regal ambassadors. See you all on Facebook Regal Chat. P.S. Oh, and needless to say, Christmas would be your biggest season with all the gifts and wrap, etc. So introduce yourself as a fundraiser and ask Regal how they can support you ASAP. All right. Thank you for those words, Michele. Very nice. Thank you. All right. Great ideas there. And now I would like to have Stacey Day come and share. Stacey is a new ambassador. She's only been with us since August, so she's new to Regal. She lives in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. This girl has ambition. She says she's taking over Nova Scotia. So those of you who are in Nova Scotia, there you go. There's your competition. We don't compete, right? We're all one team. But she has such a great spirit of wanting to take her business to great heights. And you know, Stacey spends a lot of time helping many of you too. When she sees people on Facebook who are needing help, new ambassadors who don't know how to do things, and they're asking questions, she's right there helping them out. She's even taken them offline at times and walked them through how to do their orders. So Stacey, you are amazing. Come and share with us what's on your heart tonight.
Hi guys, how's everyone tonight? I am from Lower Sackville, and I did come out and say Nova Scotia is going to take over Regal, so hopefully there's a few of us here in Nova Scotia. I actually have a customer that wants to become an ambassador, so I'm helping her get started with that. I used to sell Regal years and years ago when I think I was like 20, and then of course I gave it up, and I wanted to do something that was near and dear to my heart, and so I've had people come to me, do you want to sell Epicure? Do you want to sell Jamboree nails? And I'm like, no, I want to do something near and dear, and I thought, let's see if Regal's still around. So of course, lo and behold, I found Regal back in August, and I've been became an ambassador. I love Regal. I love all the products. I always have. Gets me out in the community, to my friends and my family. Also, just a note to help you promote your business. I've actually put it on yard sale sites and that, and I've got a lot of new customers from doing that. So that's another suggestion. So of course I'm making new friends, and like Carol said, I am out there helping other ambassadors do their Facebook page, any questions. I mean, I'm new, so of course it's a learning curve for me as well, helping. So it's a win-win situation. I'm helping you, and I'm also helping myself. So again, it's a win-win situation. Other than that, customer service is fabulous. Anytime you need customer service, they're always there answering your questions right away. Also, when you go on to Regal Chat, everybody is phenomenal. They're always there to help answer your questions, help you with anything at all. Again, it's a great company. And as I say to the girls, they're always saying thank you for helping me. And I'm like, you know what? Regal is a team. We're all here to make money and to help each other. So as a team, we're all going to win.
Excellent. Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Stacey. Keep up the great job.
Thank you.
All right, and next we have a young lady who I am very impressed with as well, and Pauline Chevrier. Many of you know her. Many of you know of her or have chatted with her on Facebook. Pauline is a young, I think she's just in her 20s. I am so impressed with what she is accomplishing and her enthusiasm about this business. She has left me with a message to share with you because they are in a blackout where she is, and so she has no power, and she's so sad that she can't be on here, but she texted me a message to share with you. She is at the bronze level right now. She's only been with us since June, and she's in Grenville, Quebec. Here's her message. For the past 5 years, I've been working for a federal program that finances small and medium-sized businesses in our region. I've watched how people can take a small idea, hobby, or project and have it flourish into success. And I thought, why don't I give it a try? And I had been thinking about it for quite some time, not really knowing which direction to take. That's when I saw a Regal Home and Gifts Facebook post. I, like I'm sure a lot of you, have heard of, bought from, and loved Regal products. I went straight to the website and read up on becoming an ambassador and knew this was exactly what I was looking for. So here I am, almost 5 months later, and I would like to share what Regal has done for me so far. I think I'll begin with the staff. We have a team of dedicated, reliable, professional, and patient people working for us. They have created tools for us. They have guided us. They have given us training, tips, and pointers, and they have encouraged us. To name a very few that I have dealt with, but certainly not excluding anyone, I would like to thank Carol, Irene, Linda, Sarah, and Janice. Now on to fellow ambassadors. From most of you, I have learned tricks of the trade, customer care, and how to handle the picky ones, LOL. I value your experience and advice, and I thank you for your patience and sometimes humor when I was a newbie. And last but certainly not least, my customers. I've met some great people so far. One thing I did not know is a lot of people own big barking dogs. And yes, you can deliver an order from your car window, LOL. People in general have a kind heart, a quick smile, and a good eye for quality. In today's world, I value the people I've met so far. Regal has allowed me to get back to meeting new people and finding the good folks in my community. For me, yes, of course, sales matter, but I found a new passion. I'm always learning, and slowly but surely, I am succeeding at being an entrepreneur. And I would like to thank me out of my routine comfort zone, proud of my business and personal experiences, and I, my friends, am having a ball. That is so well said. Thank you so much, Pauline. Great talk from all of you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let's quickly go through in the next few slides, and then we'll get into our recognition, which I always love. It's always my best part, and so I always save it for last. Okay, 21-day challenge, as you've been hearing from me, we've had that offered a number of times where participants actually went through a 4-week program with me. The 21-day challenge is all about investing 4 weeks of your time to set the foundation for building a strong Regal business. Now, this is going to be just a list of the many things that we cover in that program. The most damaging habits to avoid in direct selling, setting your SMART goals, required disciplines to achieve your growth, the top 4 fears that cripple people, cripple business builders, the daily income producing activities that you should be implementing on a regular basis. What is the 8-week catalog cycle and how do you apply that in your business? Why have an accountability partner? What is the 3-step process that you should use all the time for servicing your customers? What are the critical selling principles that you should make sure you're implementing in your business? What are some of the scripts that you can use that will bring results? And then what marketing strategies will help you to find those new customers? That's a whole mouthful, but that's what is covered in that 4-week period with the 21-day challenge. And those who have taken this this program and are implementing it in their business are seeing a difference in their business. They're advancing, they are having greater sales. We had an incentive in this program, 100 customer orders in 100 days, and so we had announced the winners of that, and many of you have achieved not necessarily the 100 orders, but you went a long way towards it, and so you're further ahead than you would have been without the program. So this is an amazing program for anyone who wants to take their program to the next level. It's now available for you to do it in your own leisure time. You can now do it at the time that you want. You don't need to attend a webinar. It's all recorded and ready for you. In the news and views that's going out to all of you this Friday by email, that's the monthly newsletter that goes out. The workbook will be there as an attachment. And the links to the sessions that you see on the screen will also be listed in the newsletter, in the news and views. And so you can get started on the 21-day challenge at whatever time works for you. And we do recommend that you do 1 session per week and do the assignments that are in between those sessions. We also recommend that you partner with somebody else, another ambassador who will take the program at the same time as you, and you can be accountability partners for each other. So you watch the session on your own, and then you come together and discuss what you've learned from it, how you're going to apply it, and a lot of your assignments require you to have a chat with your partner, and so that's the importance of having an accountability partner, and it's always best if they are an ambassador as well. Okay, so that's the 21-day challenge. that you can be a part of. We also introduced a advanced training program for those that graduated from the 21-day challenge, and this is now in the works. We have already sent out the first exercise for those that are registered for this. It went out on Saturday or on Friday, and so you've received your first assignment, which is to determine your breakthrough goal. This is a goal that's going to help you to break through anything that has been there as an obstacle that has prevented you from succeeding thus far at whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever that breakthrough goal is. It doesn't even necessarily have to be related to your business, but it's a goal. It's something that you want to make a difference in your life. And so for those of you that are already registered for this, you've received that by email on Friday. You've got until November the 9th when we have our first webinar together. You have from now until then to complete that exercise to determine what your breakthrough goal will be. What is the goal that you're going to focus on as we go through the 4 sessions together? So it is 4 weeks. It's 4 webinars. It starts November the 9th and goes right through to November the 30th. Okay, so we'll cover things like identifying your daily and weekly steps to getting that goal achieved and applying some proven practices that will make you unstoppable. Not only will you achieve this goal, but when you continue to implement what you're going to learn in this program, it'll make you unstoppable as far as achieving other goals in your life as well. Okay, so you can get started with this program. If you are a graduate of the 21-day challenge, you can email us and ask us to register you for this program. Let us know when you graduated from the 21-day challenge. If you did it in your own time, we will have record of when you completed it, because every time you click on those session links, it indicates that you have been there. And so we'll have record of that, and we'll assume that you've done the assignments. It's to your advantage to make sure that those assignments are all done. And when you've completed all 4 sessions, you are most welcome to join us for the Unstoppable Me. Okay? And you just need to email us at ambassadors@regal.ca if you'd like to register for this. And put in the subject line, Unstoppable Me, so that they know to forward that email to me. Okay, that applause was for Mary Lahti. Mary is being spotlighted tonight. And let me just see here. Mary Lahti, here you are. I see 2 of you here, so I'm not sure which one I should unmute or whether you can unmute yourself. But I have asked Mary to join us here tonight. Mary, are you there?
Yepper.
Excellent. Okay. I've asked Mary to join us here tonight because I am just so proud of what Mary has achieved in this last month. Now, normally I would not announce something that is happening in the existing month, but we are just 1 day away from closing this month, and I could not wait until the next webinar to celebrate with you, Mary. I am just so excited. So, Mary, you just had an amazing experience with your Regal business, and I'm so excited for you that I just had to have you share with the folks here today. So thank you for agreeing to come and share with us tonight. My first question is, can you tell the folks a little bit about yourself first to just kind of set the stage for those who may not know you?
Well, I've been selling Regal since the 70s, but I was always working, so it was just a part-time, usually family and friends. And now that I'm not working anymore, I've taken on as a full-time position. So I just did a fundraiser, and that's what you've been talking about. And it's opened my eyes. It was good.
Excellent, excellent. So you live in Northern Ontario, and you were assigned to gold status when you re-registered with Regal, right?
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations on achieving that level. That's great. How long have you been with Regal, even prior to the new Regal?
Since the 70s. But with the old Regal, fundraising was totally different back then.
Okay, okay. Now, how do you typically attain orders? Because this is not something that you've been doing since the beginning of the new Regal. So how do you normally get your orders?
Well, I've been handing out my catalogs at fairs. Mm-hmm. So we have one coming up again this Saturday at trade shows. And then also with the names that I get from that, I talk to the people whether they want to receive more catalogs, and I deliver them with the other catalogs in between.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. So now in the last month, you added fundraising to your Regal business, or you brought it back to your business, and you did phenomenally well. You are promoting from gold to platinum just with this. Even if you had nothing prior to now, you would have reached platinum with this fundraiser. You did so amazing. And so just share with us, had you done fundraising in the past? You said you did some, but it was different. What was this fundraising campaign like? What was your experience with this one that you've just completed?
This was with a dance studio, whereas my other ones were with like the music class of a school. And with them, everybody had to do their orders online. And this way I had to do the orders myself online. So as of today, because I've still had orders coming in, it's $4,992 in sales before shipping and taxes for this one fundraiser. So it's mind-boggling. It's the highest one I've ever had. So my whole dining room table is covered with Regal.
I love it. You should have seen the warehouse. All hands on deck to fill Mary's order. It was excellent. So what did this do for you and for your business? What did this experience do for you?
Well, with being on gold, I offered a certain amount for the dance studio to get. What they're doing is putting each dancer's name gets the 20% that I gave to an account that belongs to them to buy uniforms or go to rallies or whatever they do. And then with that, oh, I lost train of thought now.
What a great feeling, though, that you helped them achieve that. Like, that's so exciting.
Yes, and just to calculate it and get everything split up. What I did for shipping is I offered them 10%. They could pay 10% for their shipping to a maximum of $5. Now, when I pushed that total button and saw how much they wanted for shipping, I was kind of freaking out because of the amounts that some of the carriers wanted. But it did work out that I did not lose any money on the shipping. So I was glad. I didn't want to have to charge them so much for the shipping. Mm-hmm. And then 3 of my parcels have gone to Winnipeg. So don't ever say, okay, all your stuff's going to be here on a certain date, because it won't, because once it leaves that warehouse, we have no control.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. The carriers have their own schedules as well. They could they could give you the dates that is expected, but there's all kinds of variables that could prevent that. So very good point, Mary. So what else did you learn in this fundraising campaign that could help others who are looking to do or are doing fundraising with their Regal business?
Be very hands-on with the person in charge. Keep texting them or letting them know what's going on at every stage. That way the communication is, they enjoy having the communication. And that's what I found with this partnership right now.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Anything else that you'd like to share with the folks?
If they want to start coming and bagging stuff, that'd be really good.
And you're up in Thunder Bay. Not likely at this time of the year that we're going to go up north.
No, it's snowing.
Oh dear. You can keep that up there. Well, Mary, thank you so much for sharing here tonight, and I am just so proud of you. I'm really excited for you. It was just amazing. I mean, I just happened to go past one of the customer service reps who mentioned, you know, that your fundraiser had come in and what the sales were, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what did you just say? And so then I got the information of, you know, it was you, and I called you right away, and we chatted. And it was so nice to be able to celebrate that moment with you. So as of 2 days from now, you are platinum, girl.
Yay!
Oh. And you are well on your way to a diamond as well. So that is very, very exciting.
Diamond in the rough. There was one other thing that I wanted to talk about was the when you were saying earlier about the oh crap, there goes my brain again. Oh, I lost it. Sorry, girls and guys.
Okay, it might come to you, and then you can join us at the end at the question time, and you can add it then.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm sure it's something that the others will benefit from. So, yeah, hold that thought, and you can share it at the end.
Okay, I'm going to write it down when I remember.
There you go. Okay. Well, Mary, keep up the great work, and I look forward to celebrating your diamond as well.
Do I actually get a diamond?
No.
No.
Not that I'm aware of, anyway. We're not there yet. That's a good idea. We'll have to think about that one.
Cubic zirconia.
There you go. Okay, Mary, thank you so much for sharing. Congratulations. Great job. Okay, so folks, how exciting is that? And, you know, Mary was just, I think she was as surprised as we were when it all happened, because it was somebody who actually contacted the company. The dance studio contacted the company, and Mary, being experienced in fundraising and being right there in their town, we connected them together, and you just never know where that's going to go. You know, I mean, it could have been just, you know, a $200 order or something, you know, a fundraising campaign, and yet here she is. She's promoted to platinum and well on her way to diamond. So wow, how exciting. Okay, let's now look at the September recognition of everyone else who has achieved great things in the month of September. Okay, so here's where I was saying we're celebrating history here of September, but it's still very much worth celebrating and congratulating those who have been doing so well. And so here we have, first of all, the top products. You might want to take a screenshot of this. It's always great to be able to know what products are moving. So these are the top 20 that sold in September. And then I've put what were the top 20 thus far as of today in October. Okay, and then let's talk about the promotions. These are individuals who are promoting up to higher levels. And so we have many who are promoting at this time because of the great sales that are happening. So in October, we're going to have a great big list as well. So we'll share that with you in November at the November 13th webinar, people who are promoting in the month of October. But now we're looking at the September promotions. These are individuals who went from ambassador to bronze, meaning that they achieved the accumulated sales of $500 and more. And we have, in alphabetical order by their last name, we have Marjorie Abreu, Valerie Borgel, Donna Campbell, Pauline Chevrier, Joanne Deaver, Janet Fear, Philomena Gala, Rhonda Lasser, Barbara Nakakov, sorry if I'm mispronouncing names here, Ellen Nemetz, Norma Peters, Geraldine Pritchard, and Esther Smith. So congratulations to all of you for achieving the next level, which means you have just given yourself a pay increase. Congratulations. And then we have individuals who have promoted from bronze to silver. And how exciting is that? Because now they have given themselves a price or a salary increase, a commission increase from 15% to 20% as silver. So we have Suzanne Clark, Jessica Davies, Christine Ellis, Serena Hicks, Kelly Hilton, Janet Newdick, Karina Pringle, Cindy Sinclair, Jeanette Wilcox, and Vernon Woik. So congratulations to those of you that went from bronze to silver. Great job. And you're just getting started. Here we go to the next level, right? Okay, so what will it take for each and every one of you to promote? Where are you right now in your accumulated sales? What do you need to get to the next level so you get the higher commission? Give yourself a pay raise, okay? All right, top achievers. I love this part where I get to just celebrate and announce those individuals who are in the top 10 of the whole company. We have over 10,000 ambassadors across this nation, and these are the 10 top salespeople for the month of September. How exciting is that? In the 10th place, we have Sean Weisner. Sean is gold, and she's in British Columbia. In the 9th position, we have Ronald Odrowski, who is diamond in Ontario. Number 8, we have Kay Cancer, who is diamond in Ontario. Number 7, Cindy Cox, platinum in Newfoundland. Number 6, Michele Mathers, diamond in Saskatchewan. Number 5, Joanne Tuskin, diamond in Ontario. Number 4, Joan Wilson, diamond in British Columbia. Congratulations to all of you. Now let's have a look at the top 3. Number 3, drum roll. Number 3 is Diane Mock, diamond in Saskatchewan. Congratulations. Number 2 goes to Wendy Franco, who is diamond in Ontario. And number 1, top achiever for September is Greetings, Gifts, and Gadgets. And that is Linda and Rose, who are partners in Ontario, and they are at the diamond level. So congratulations to all of our top 10 achievers. How exciting. And Greetings, Gifts, and Gadgets, you are on the plaque in the office. You will have your name engraved on the plaque for 2017 for the month of September. Congratulations. Okay, you have many resources available to you to build your business. We do have a lot of documents that are in the Google Drive, and so in the news and views that you receive every month, we have the link there for your Google Drive. It's also put on the Facebook page often. And so bookmark that on your browser so that you always have access to the Google Drive. That's where we have a lot of documents like the order forms and things like that. Okay. We also save recordings of these webinars as well as other videos that we put together to train you on the various aspects of your business. Those videos are saved on Facebook group in the REGAL Ambassadors Facebook group. It's also on YouTube channel. For those of you that are not part of a Facebook group, you can get the very same videos in our YouTube channel. And there's the link. You can even just search in YouTube REGAL Home and Gifts videos, and you'll see the videos there, and subscribe to that channel, and every time we put a new video, it'll notify you that another video has just been posted. And then we have a section in your sales and tools in your dashboard in the top right hand corner where it says sales tools. Click on there and you'll see REGAL Academy, and you click on REGAL Academy at the top of where you see the catalogs to order. There's a REGAL Academy symbol there. Click on that and it opens up and you see all the videos that are there. Those are primarily the very basic videos that new ambassadors should watch as they are getting started, because it tells them how to place their orders and all the other important information that they need to get started. Okay, Facebook pages, the group pages that we have, like I said, REGAL Ambassadors is one of the groups, and then we also have REGAL Chat. REGAL Ambassadors, corporate posts there regularly, and you can comment to those posts. REGAL Chat, you get to post as well as comment on other posts. Why be part of Facebook group? You will stay equally informed, because that's where corporate informs you of last minute details on anything or anything new that comes up, and we make announcements there. We can't possibly email all ambassadors every time something exciting is noteworthy, is worth announcing to you. So we use the Facebook group, REGAL Ambassadors Facebook group, to keep you informed on those kind of things. And so you see many of those things happening on a regular basis. You learn from other ambassadors because you share with each other. You share your victories and you share tips with one another. There's camaraderie there. There's friendships born of the Facebook groups. And then you can copy and share the product posts at marketing places there where they're highlighting a particular product and they give a nice description. You can share that with your own Facebook friends, and it's so easy to do because you're part of the Facebook group. Also, we make announcements there, just like Fred did an announcement, I believe it was on Friday or so, with regards to a video of CBC's interview with Eric Morrison. Eric Morrison is the 14-year-old who developed those bracelets that we carry in our catalog. What an amazing story. And here he was interviewed on CBC video. So we put that on Facebook, and that's a great opportunity again for you to share it with your Facebook page and let your customers know, your Facebook friends know, that this Eric Morrison produces bracelets for us, and then give them the link to your website so that they can go and see them. Okay, there's also a public Facebook page, and it's facebook.com/regalhomeandgifts. We have almost 40,000 followers on that page, so we actually inherited it from the previous Regal company, and it's a great place for us to post products. Unfortunately, marketing has been so busy with the catalogs after catalogs that they have not been able to keep up with the demand of that page, but it is their plan to start posting regular product posts there as well, so that the general public can see those products that we're promoting. The Facebook groups that I just mentioned above, those are closed. They're only for Regal ambassadors, so you need to join it. You need to request that we accept you in as an ambassador. If you're using a name on Facebook that is not the name you used when you registered with us, please send us an email and let us know, because otherwise we can't accept you into that group because we don't have you listed in the system as the name that you have on Facebook. So before you join, just send us a quick email to customerservice@regal.ca and let us know that you're going to request joining those groups and that your Facebook name is this. Okay, so that would be very helpful. It would help us so that the staff don't need to have a conversation with you on a private message asking you to identify yourself because we don't see you in the system. Okay, so that's it for tonight. There's some information on the screen with regards to our hours at customer service, the telephone number, the email addresses. So you might want to do a screenshot of this if you don't have this information. And your own personal referral website is, as it says at the bottom. If you're not aware of what it is, it's in your welcome email that you get from Fred, and it's in the orientation email that you get from me just after you've been approved as a Regal ambassador. Okay, so there we go. Let's get into our open forum. So let's see what questions we have posed here today. Let me just open it up and see what we have. And let me just say, if you would like to ask a question audibly, out loud, I would be more than happy to have you share the mic with me here. And so what you need to do is on your control panel, you see this little hand. It's got like the little thumb and the 4 fingers up. If you want to actually ask your question, just click on that little hand. It'll indicate to me that you have your hand up, and I will let you ask that live. Okay, all right, let me just do the ones that are already with their hands up, and then I'll come back and do the ones that have posted their questions. Okay, well, we have a whole lot of shy people because there's nobody with their hand up. Okay, let me go on to the list of questions here. All right. Okay, some are comments and some are questions, so I'm just going to go ahead and read them all. Someone was asking for my own personal email address at Regal. I don't mind sharing it with you. Anytime that you have questions with regards to orders or anything specific like that, you want to go through customer service. But if you have something for me specifically, you can email me at carol@regalhomeandgifts.com. And then that was from Connie Brooks, so thank you, Connie, for that question. Stacey Day said, welcome, everyone. I love the webinars. They are so full of information, and we love your energy, Stacey. Thank you. Stacey is saying hello to Claudette Anderson and Suzanne Stevenson because they've become great buddies on Facebook, and Stacey has been helping them, and they've been helping her, so it's been a great win-win, as she shared earlier. Carol Belton, is it possible to start working on a better or more convenient way of combining our credit card orders? Calling in all the time is so time consuming and in this day and age impractical. I could not agree with you more, Carol. You are absolutely right. It is so archaic, let's say, to be having to call in to give your multiple credit cards. Unfortunately, as you all know, we are using a website right now that is very general. We've used a template that we were using for our sister company because just going out of the gate, we wanted to use something that was easily available so that we can get you up with a website ASAP. But as I mentioned earlier, we are working with another company that we are building an extensive website, and an extensive back office. And yes, Carol, you'll be happy to know you will be able to enter multiple credit cards. That was one of our questions when we did the demo with this company. And so yes, you will be able to do multiple cards online when you're placing your order. How exciting. Okay, Karen Smith says my mic was cutting out. Sorry about that, Karen. I hope that it was clear for most of the time. And then Karen Smith says, does this $150 order with the $10 off only count when the order is shipped to an ambassador? No, it's even if it's being shipped to your customer. Okay, so it doesn't matter what the address is, you still get $10 off if the order is $150 or more. Okay, let me just say as a side note right here too, I didn't mention it earlier. When you have a large order, and I've said this before, so some of you, you're having to hear it repeated, but again, for those that haven't heard it, if you have a large order, let's say for 450, don't think in terms of I'm going to break that down into 3 orders of 150 so I can get $10 off here, $10 off there, and $10 off here. Okay, because it doesn't work that way. Canada Post actually has a base fee that it charges for every parcel. And so you think, oh, I'm going to save by, doing it in 3 different orders, but you're actually paying a base fee for order number 1, order number 2, and order number 3. And then there's added costs for shipping according to the weight of each of those 3 packages. So trust me, we've watched those of you that have done the splitting up, and it does not work in your favor. By the time you pay the base fee and then pay an added fee for weight and an added fee for the destination, how far it's going away from our warehouse, it does not work in your favor. You don't save that way. So just combine your whole order, the big order, no matter how big it is, just as Mary did for her fundraiser, and then let us work out what is best for you. Okay, and you will get the best shipping price possible. Okay, Karen Smith, this Ambassador Huddle change isn't good for me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I volunteer with the Ladies Auxiliary, and this is when our meetings are. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Karen. It's really hard to please everyone and to get with everyone's schedule, so I'm sorry to hear that. It does, it is recorded. You will be able to hear it, and I try to post it on Facebook even the same night or right the next morning, and when I post it on Facebook, I immediately post it on YouTube as well. So you're only going to be a few hours away from when the rest of us heard it. Okay, so thank you for that comment though. Chris Emery says, if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me via private message. I'm always looking to help others. Thank you, Chris. That's so nice of you. Thank you. Okay, Carol Belton, isn't Greetings, Gifts, and Gadgets a store? That's not fair letting them run against individual reps. Carol, I understand and I appreciate what you're saying. When we first started Regal, we sat down with the owners of Greetings, Gifts, and Gadgets. Fred and I sat down with Linda and Rose and explained how this new Regal does things differently, and they would have to follow the same rules as the rest of you. So in the agreement, it does say that if you wanted to do retail, you would need to have written permission from the company. Now, we don't give written permission unless they understand all of the requirements of promoting in their community in that way. They have to hold up to the very same policies and procedures that all of you do. And so Linda and Rose were totally open to that, agreed to it, and so we are glad to have them back on board with this new Regal and following the same rules as the rest of you. So thank you for that question. Ellen Irvine, has Regal considered getting a 1-800 number for those who are not in the Toronto area? Ellen, we've had that question asked many times, and I need to give you the same answers I've given before, and perhaps you're hearing it for the first time, so I appreciate the question. Having a toll-free number is another one of those items that we needed to consider. Is it an expense that we want to take on? Okay, we make all of our decisions at Regal for, as I said earlier, what is a win-win for everybody. So is it a win-win for the ambassador and for the company? In this case, having a toll-free number would not be a win-win for the company. in our infant stage of this company, it would not make sense for us to spend that kind of money because it is very costly for a company to have a toll-free number. It would not be wise for us to be spending our dollars there that we could be spending on growing the business and providing you with the other resources that also cost. So at this time, we don't have a toll-free number, but it doesn't mean that we will not have one later. Okay, so as we grow, as the numbers grow, and by the way, we are having the best month ever, so let's keep that momentum growing, everyone. Let's keep partnering together and keeping that growing, and we'll be able to do all kinds of wonderful things, including perhaps a toll-free number. Okay, all right. Mary Lahti remembers. Okay, Mary, let me find you on here. She remembers what she wanted to add, so I look forward to hearing. Let me just see here, and she has her hand raised. Okay, Mary, you're unmuted.
Yay!
Yay! Share with us. That's great.
Well, I remember because Howard had me scan in or fax all my 14 credit card sales just so that he'd have the signature on the credit cards because everybody ordered their, had an order form. So I'm assuming that if you send in the credit card numbers and totals via fax or scan it into your computer to head office instead of calling them in, I don't know, Carol, would that work?
Yeah, it would work. Now, what I would recommend is rather than emailing them, you don't want to have that kind of information in email. There's just way too much corruption going on in the cyber world. But fax, I mean, it goes through, and I would say that that's a more secure way of doing it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, when there are many, many credit cards, you don't want to call in and give, you know, all 60 of them or whatever it is. And so it's a great idea to fax all of that information over to us. So thank you. I'm going to complete the other ones that are here, and then I see Linda Robertson and some others with their hands raised. So I will be back to have you share. So thank you so much. Let me go through the rest of my list here. Lorraine Meyer. Lorraine says to order issue 5. What is the catalog number of that, please? Oh, you've got me there, Lorraine. If you go into your back office, into your dashboard, and so that's go to your own referral website, click on login at the top, give your email address that you gave on your application form, and the temporary password that we gave you at the time that you received the welcome email from Fred or the orientation email from me. Use that, or if you've already changed your password, use that. That'll get you into your dashboard. Go into the sales tools in the top right hand corner and scroll down, and you'll see the order issue number 5. Okay, so you don't need to have the catalog number. You can just go into your sales tools and order from there. Okay, I hope that answers. If not, Lorraine, feel free to put another question in here. Okay, and Mary was giving us some of the information that she just gave to us audibly, so thank you, Mary. Karen Smith, if I only have an order from multiple customers and the total is only 150 and above in total, I am not able to split shipping address, or there will be shipping charged, right? Yeah, in order to get the $10 off, you need to have all of that $150 order together. As long as you are sending it together, my understanding, and I could be wrong on this, but my understanding is that if you placed the order and items are having to wait, you will still get that $10 off because your original order was over 150. So you'll still get the $10 off of the shipping. And then you'll see the shipping cost of combined if you're doing the split ship. So if you do the first option, you'll see what this shipping shows. And if it's 150 or more, it'll show you the $10 off. If you click on the second option because you're going to do the split ship, you'll see the shipping will change the amount because you're going to be paying 2 shipping costs, but you'll still see the $10 off. Okay, so I believe that that's the way it works. check it out. Try it out in your back office and see. And if it's not, then I'll stand corrected. But I believe that's the way that it works. Diane Miller, the former Regal had a direct link to marketing, which was called ideas@regal.ca. We were able to send requests for products or to bring back products. Usually we almost always got an answer if they can or can't get it. Would be nice if this Regal could do this. I totally hear you, Diane. It'd be great if we were able to, let you know immediately if it's a possibility or not. Quite often what happens is that item needs to be, we need to search for a vendor for that product, and so it'd be difficult for us to answer you immediately saying whether we can do it or not. But let me just tell you what this Regal does with regards to those ideas, those recommendations. Every time you send a recommendation to customer service at regal.ca, it goes on to a spreadsheet. And that is put in a shared directory that marketing can see all the time, anytime. Okay, it's there for anyone internally to be able to see what people are recommending. When Fred and his team of purchasers are looking at what is going to be included in the next catalog or subsequent catalogs even after the next one, they look at that list to see what you're all recommending. So we do look at it, and we have brought back a lot of the products that you've all asked for. So keep those recommendations coming, and even though we don't communicate to you that we've received it or that we'll be able to get it or not be able to get it, just believe and know that we are partnering with you in that. We are looking at all recommendations and considering whether we are able to get it and whether it fits in with a current catalog or something in the near future. So keep bringing them in, and if you didn't see your recommendations yet, don't think that it's because we're not going to do it. It just could be that we, first of all, can't source it right now, or it just doesn't fit in with the theme of the catalog at this time, and it could be implemented later. Okay. Carol Belton, isn't November 13th a government holiday in lieu of Remembrance Day? Remembrance Day in Canada doesn't close everything down. It is a government holiday, but it doesn't close everything down. And so, for instance, I believe the schools are still open because they like to have their assembly in the gym and do a big thing of remembrance. And so the last time I attended one of my grandchildren's school on that day, they did have school and they do a big thing. So not everything is closed, and that's why I decided that it would be fine to still have it. Those of us who observe, and it should be all of us, those of us that pay our respects for those that we should be remembering, it is typically done during the day. So an evening webinar I didn't see would be a problem. Okay, but thank you for the question. That's excellent. Stacey Day, when it comes to credit cards, I have the reader and I find it easier and it goes right to your bank account. It does charge you a percentage for each transaction. So the reader, I'm guessing, is something like the Square. So you can get little items that attach to your phone or whatever, so that you can accept credit cards, and you just swipe it, it goes right to your bank account, and then you just pay your order direct to Regal with whatever means you want to, whether it's e-transfer or PayPal or your credit card. So great idea, Stacey. There are resources out there so that ambassadors can collect the funds from their customer's credit card and not have to provide the credit card to Regal. Diane Comstock, I just ordered. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Diane. You're always with answers on Facebook, so here you are with answers here as well. The previous person asking for the number for issue 5 catalog, it's RHG 2017.5. Thanks, Diane. Okay, Stacey Day, it's called the Square. Thank you, Stacey. Yes. Okay, the Square, and it's great. I had the Square for a number of years. I was using it. It's so amazing that you can keep this little thing in your purse, pull it out when you need it, click it into your phone, and you're ready to go. Where you would normally put your audio, your headset, you just plug it in there, and you're ready to swipe somebody's credit card, and it goes to your bank account. It was a great system, and I had no problems with it. So you might want to check that out, everyone. Have yourself a Square. Okay, Connie Brooks, what is the date to pre-order the next book? Pre-ordering will not take place until we're ready to order issue number 1 of 2018. That will be our next ordering of any new catalogs. So right now you're actually able to order. It's not pre-order, it's ordering catalogs that are in the warehouse, and the back is blank. You'll need to do your own labels on the back of it. They haven't been customized. They're just the additional catalogs that we order over and above what you have all pre-ordered. Okay, so those are available to you in the warehouse right now for issue 4 and issue 5. And we anticipate opening the pre-ordering of issue 1 sometime in probably the end of November. Okay, and the release date for the first issue in 2018 is middle of January. Okay. Diane Mock, would it be possible to have an order form that would include most of the products that are online, that when we enter the SKU, it will automatically give description and price when printing out invoices for customers? I believe that's what our spreadsheet does, Diane. Again, I could be wrong. Diane Comstock is a great online person, a great Excel student or teacher, and so you might want to just send her a Facebook message and ask Diane Comstock. But I believe the one that is in our Google Docs order form, the order form that's in Google Docs, I believe does that. I think you can actually enter the SKU and it enters all the rest of the information. Anyway, check it out. I haven't looked at the order form for quite some time, but have a look at it in Google Docs. If it doesn't do that and you want to send this idea to me by email, Diane, I would forward it on to the powers that be in the operations. Okay, so thank you for that. Connie Brooks, can you put the return policy on the back of the catalogs in small print? It would have to be in such small print, Connie, that it just, you wouldn't be able to read it, because we didn't want to leave any details out. We didn't want anybody to be misunderstanding any of the policies and procedures with regards to returns. So your best bet is to download the order form and the back page. You can make as many copies as you want of that, fold it and tuck it into your catalogs when you're delivering them to your customers or when you're handing them out at events. Okay. I order from other direct sales companies, and in the box they always have the return policy right in there. That might be something to do as well. I'll suggest that to the warehouse manager, that maybe we can do that, you know, have it in the boxes going with the orders. All right, Chris Emery says, you are amazing, Carol. Thanks, Chris. Great to have a fan. Carol Belton, for Stacey Day, not worth having a square with only a select few customers purchasing at select times. Yeah, each individual has to decide, you know, what the volume is that you're having, but there is no monthly fee on the square, so there's no cost to having one. They only charge you a percentage of the what you're putting through. And the beauty of it is, if they still have this incentive, they did when I had the square, if you have somebody else who wants to get a square and they give your name as the person who's referred them, you will get $1,000 worth of input of transactions without having any percentage charged. So you're putting through $1,000 worth of orders before you need to start paying the percentage that they charge. And by the way, the percentage they charge is the same as what I was being charged. In fact, it was lower than what I was being charged with Moneris. So to me, I'm sold on Square. So regardless of what volume you're putting out, it's something that's convenient to have in your purse. You may want to check into it and see if it's a fit for you. But as you say, Carol, it just depends on the individuals. Okay, Diane Comstock, the invoice does have this. However, we do not yet have issue 5. Oh, okay, okay. So thanks, Diane. I appreciate you keeping up on my questions here. So the invoice does have the SKUs like that, but we don't have the order form uploaded yet for issue 5. So let me check to see when that is coming. I believe in our management meeting on Thursday, I was told that we would have it by Wednesday or Thursday of this week, but I'll just get on it tomorrow and see if we're on target for that. And then we can notify you in the Facebook Regal Ambassadors group page. Okay, Diane Miller says 2.65%, so that's what they're charging you on the Square, which is really good. Okay, Chris Emery do you have info on the Square? You know what, just Google it, Chris. Just go online and just ask for more information about the Square, and you'll get all the information you need, and you'll be able to register, and you can actually pick up the Square at a lot of stores. A lot of the computer stores and whatnot have them, and I think Staples and places like that. Stacey Day, I think it's 3%. Yeah, you're close. Diane Miller says 2.65. So, all right, it all depends on the individual and the amount of sales. Okay, Diane Miller says on the Square processing fees. Yeah, got it, Diane, thank you. Carol Velton says, hockey night, have to run. Okay, well, thanks for joining us, Carol. Stacey Day, you can also type the number in, and you don't need to have the card to swipe. That's true, Stacey, good point. You don't have to have the credit card to swipe. You can actually take an order by phone and then take down their information, and then you have the option of manually entering their credit card information. Absolutely, I remember that. And Stacey says that they are available at Staples. Okay, excellent. Let me just see. Did the ones with the hands raised stay? Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate your patience, Linda. Linda Robertson, you are on.
Hi. I am not very good with Facebook, but I'm just wondering, how are the Regal Find an Ambassadors assigned?
How are they assigned?
Like when someone's looking for a Regal Ambassador.
You mean like when staff is looking for a Regal Ambassador, or?
No, just someone that's going into the Regal site and wanting a Regal Ambassador, say, in their area.
Okay. When you go on to the Facebook groups of Regal Ambassadors and Regal Chat, there would only be ambassadors in there. You can find any other members that are in there because you can see the member list. And so if you're looking for a particular ambassador to see if they're part of that group, you can check the membership. Anybody that's looking for an ambassador because they're a customer, they wouldn't get into those closed groups anyway, but they could get onto our public Facebook page, and there they would post, I'm looking for an ambassador, or I want a catalog. And that raises a really good point, Linda. All of you need to check out that Facebook page that's open to the public, because every now and then we get somebody on there and we haven't been monitoring it close enough ourselves from corporate and missing those. Sometimes they go a couple of weeks that they've already said they want a catalog. So watch that, and then you can just private message them. I wouldn't talk to them openly. I would just private message them, ask them where they're located, and that you'll get a catalog to them. Okay, and that way we're not all jumping on them. So just do the private message, and that way it doesn't look like we're vultures out to get the first person that asks for a catalog.
Yeah, no, I just find that I'm not getting any web orders from that.
You're not getting any web orders?
Yes, assigned to me when somebody looks for an ambassador.
Oh, leads you're talking about, like when somebody asks for an ambassador, yeah. It's hard to say how frequently you can expect to get a lead from us, because we get them in, but we have no idea, where they're coming from until we ask for those details. And so what we do is we receive an email or a phone call saying they want a catalog, they don't want to do this as an ambassador. We ask them all the questions to make sure that they're not connected to an ambassador already. So we do screen them. We ask them, have you ever purchased from a Regal Ambassador before? Where are you located? Do you remember the name of the ambassador if you did purchase from somebody? And then we look to see if they have re-registered with us. And so we do all the screening to make sure that we're not giving away any of our existing ambassadors, customers to other ambassadors. Once we've done that screening, then we send out an email to everybody who is in their postal area. And we say, you know, here's a lead who's looking for an ambassador. First one that contacts us gets this lead. And so keep your eye on your emails, because you just never know when there's going to be one in your postal area that we're going to email you about.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wish I could say we get tons of them and therefore everybody will get leads. That's just not the reality at this time.
Yeah, no, it just, before, the way it was when you were looking for a Regal ambassador, well, it was called Regal rep back then, it went by postal code. So you'd know if it was somebody in your area without having to ask for all those questions.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And we have a system in place that enables us to place leads very quickly. There was a time there where we were like even weeks behind because we had so many leads, and it was just because we didn't have the manpower to stay on top of it. Well, we've hired a couple of new people in customer service, and so now we have someone who is focused just on leads. And I asked her today, how fast do the leads get placed? And she said it could be the same day or the next day. So within 48 hours, a new lead is placed.
So, that's good.
Yeah. So keep watching your emails. You just never know when you'll get an email from us saying that someone needs you in their area.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks for your questions. That's excellent. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to do a surprise speaker here, because I have somebody here that I have not heard from for a long time, and I know many of you have not heard from on webinars for a long time, and I'd like her to just say hello. So she's going to probably hate me for doing this, but oh, you know what? She's got herself muted, and I can't unmute her. Kay Cancer, if you would like to say hello to everybody, that would be amazing. I'll leave that with you to unmute yourself if you would like to say hello. Okay, I'm just looking at the rest of the list here for raised hands. Claire Ann Summers, you have a question or a comment? You're unmuted.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
It's Claire from Ottawa. And my question has kind of been answered a bit through the last couple of minutes, but you mentioned a while back about the old Regal having placed thousands of orders for their reps.
Right.
Reps, and then the new Regal was going to give all of those out to the ambassadors by the postal code. So I was hopeful that I was going to pick up a couple of new customers that way, but nothing so far, Carol. So
yeah, and I hear you, Clara, because there were a lot of anticipation of those leads coming into the areas. But when you look at the map of Canada, and it's so wide, while there were tons of leads, when you put them all across the map, it really gets taken care of very quickly. And because it's not in your particular area, unfortunately, none of those went to you. So sorry about that, but it's the luck of the draw almost,
Okay, Carol, I have another quick question. I placed an order last evening, and the little blue jay ornament came up as a wrong number, and we were allowed at the very end of the order, if you had a question about it, which I have to say I never noticed before. So we sent that question off and mentioned the page number and everything. So that was done just a few minutes after the order. So that's going to connect up. And do you know anything about the blue jay ornament?
I don't know anything about it offhand, but you know what? Why don't you email just to make sure that that question is received? Typically what happens when you enter a question at that point,
Okay.
it goes to orders@regal.ca, but there's no harm in sending it separately as well. So if you want to email it today.
Okay.
And just ask the question again, and that way you're sure that they've received it. If you haven't received any comments on it yet, it could be in the list.
I didn't know how long that would take, Carol, that's all.
I'm sorry?
I just didn't know how long, that would take if it was going to be handled.
Yeah, yeah. Any emails, whether it's done from your checkout like that or if you email directly, We try to get to our emails within a 24-hour period. Sometimes it has to go 48 hours. And then during pre-ordering time, it actually goes 3 or 4 days because of the volume then. But at this time, you should be getting a response within 24 to 48 hours.
I just lost you there. There was no volume, but thank you. You're doing a super job.
Oh, thank you so much. We're working hard to provide you all with the service that you need. So
I'm sure you are. It shows.
okay, thank you. Keep us posted. Let us know how we're doing.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Any other hands raised? I'm going to go down through the list here. I think that's it. Oh, here's one. Kay, I unmuted you. Thank you for raising your hand. Kay, you're unmuted. Okay. She has her hand raised and she's unmuted. Let's just see if she's able to do what she needs to on that end. I'll leave you unmuted and see if you come back. Let me just check the list of questions, see if any other questions came. Stacey says, if anyone needs help with setting up their own Regal Facebook page, they can PM me. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Facebook, you don't know how to set up your own Facebook page, that's a very important tool to have. It gives you a great opportunity to market to people in cyberspace, your Facebook friends and new friends that you meet along the way through your Facebook. And so PM means to private message. So you go on to Facebook and you click on Stacey Day, and that's with an EY on Stacey. Stacey Day, and she will walk you through the steps that she's been helping many others with. So, Kay, I'm sorry I can't hear you yet, so I will move on. We have gone way over time, but this question time is always an add-on to the webinar. So I appreciate everybody staying around, asking some amazing questions. Joanne Tuscan, one last one that is posted here in the questions. Joanne Tuscan is saying, I've received 2 referrals for new customers from home office, contacted them and have 2 new customers. Thank you, home office. Joanne, thank you for that encouragement, because you know we wish we could give them to everyone, but yet we put out a lot, and in retrospect it seems like very little because of so many of you out there. So thank you for those for that report. Excellent. And so to all, I thank you so much for your time here tonight, and let's keep partnering together. Let's keep growing this. It's so exciting. I am just so ecstatic as I see everything happening at the office right now. It's buzzing. This is what we've all been working so hard to achieve. So let's keep it going, not only through this season, but well into the new year. Okay, so we will see you on Monday, November the 13th, but let's chat in between as well. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.